Charlie Bollert is a 27-year-old guy who just got sentenced to a whopping 18 years in prison because he's the founder of a revenge porn website known as YouGotPosted.com. Now, that website no longer exists because apparently it was involved in some criminal activity. What Bollert would do is he would somehow access nude pictures or videos of women, and then he would utilize those images as revenge porn on his website, but he would also post personal information about the women along with the images. So people who went to the website could easily harass the women by calling them, finding where they lived, finding what their social media sites were. It was a complete and utter disaster. Now, the part that got him into a lot of trouble is that women, of course, had their lives ruined as a result of this, so they would contact him and beg him to take those pictures down. Well, guess what he did? He would direct them to a different website that he was a founder of, something known as ChangeMyReputation.com, and then he would extort them. He would ask for between $250 and $350 in order for him to take the pictures down. So that's essentially what got him into a lot of trouble. If you're wondering how much money he made from that website, well, from ad revenue, he apparently made about $900 a month. And from the amount of money that women had paid him to take the images down, he made $30,000. So again, he got sentenced to 18 years behind bars because of what he did. And he did face 6 counts of extortion and 21 counts of identity theft. He was found guilty of all charges. Now, I want to know what you guys think about this. It's interesting to have 2 guys on the panel talk about something like revenge porn. I think the audience is pretty clear on what I think. But Andy, let me start with you. Make your point.
Well, I think as a guy or as a human being, it's obviously this is like really disgusting, you know. And this dude's a total creep. He not only extorted people out of trying to get the pictures down, but also just to sort of create an environment where you could put someone's photos up, but then also put their information, their details, their Facebook pages. It's just like somebody like this should absolutely be behind bars. I mean, revenge porn is already on its face really gross, you know, for everybody. It's just like a super unethical, illegal. The way that he just sort of even took it to the next level, I think, is just unbelievably
It's amazing
bad.
how he could make a despicable act even more
worse.
despicable. And by the way, revenge porn is not necessarily illegal in all states. So it really varies based on where you live. So in California, they have made revenge porn illegal,
Right.
but in the vast majority of states in the U.S., it's still legal. And I think that the tides are changing when it comes to that issue, thankfully. But I do want to know what you think, Charlie.
Well, I think, you know, whatever you do in life, you're going to spend a lot of time doing it, whether, you know, it's working at a movie theater or hosting a show or doing revenge porn. And he spent so much time that he found a business, a $30,000 plus business, in doing it, and I just think now he has 18 years to think about how he could have used his time more wisely. There's no excuse for it, and I think if there's a shame in this whole story, it's that it wasn't more publicized, because I think more people who are doing the same thing need to see that there are real consequences for this.
That's definitely a good point. You know, it's interesting because as despicable as he is and as angry as I am at those who do revenge porn, I have to say that 18 years sounds excessive for the crime that was committed here. When you consider the number of people who have been found guilty of sexual assault or even rape, a lot of them don't even get 18 years. But I'm not a law professor, I'm not a legal expert, so I feel uncomfortable talking about what his sentence should be. But 18 years, I think it's safe to say, is excessive, regardless of how much of a creep this guy is. All right, so here's the personal question for the story. What amount of money would you pay to have the nude pictures taken down of you? It's a little different because you guys are dudes, but I'm very curious. Andy, let me start with you.
I've never, and I think I've said this actually before on the show, I've never been terribly like precious about my own body. You know, I don't think I'd pay any money. So sorry, extorters.
You would keep it up there.
I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if like, people really wanted to see that, whatever. Like I'm not. To me, I'm just. For me personally, I'm sure. Look, there's a lot of people who absolutely don't want that kind of stuff out there, but I'm lucky, first of all, that I've never taken any photos like that to put them out there, and secondly, that you know, I don't really care for myself personally.
Charlie, what about you?
I mean, I think it just depends how cold of a day it was on the day of the photo was taken.
Fair enough.
And then I'm willing to pay anywhere between $5 and $6.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's totally different for men because I don't think it's as stigmatized for men. For women, it's definitely stigmatized. And aside from being stigmatized, people are genuinely curious about naked women's bodies. You know what I mean? Like everyone wants to see it. So I think that there's more interest in seeing a female's naked body as opposed to a male's naked body. I mean,
They're just better.
It depends who you are. You know what I mean?
I just think they're better.
Well, of course you would think so. All right. Well, I would pay. First of all, there are no naked pictures of me, so anyone who's like salivating at the thought of finding a naked picture of me and extorting me, fuck you, it's not gonna happen. But if there were a naked picture of me and it was posted online and I really wanted to get taken down, if I had $10,000, I would pay $10,000 to get it taken down. That's how desperate I would be. That's why I do not mess around with sexting. I don't mess around with like filming porno videos or any of that kind of stuff. I just don't trust anyone. I don't care if it's my husband. I'm just not doing it. It will end up in the wrong hands. That's my take. Anyway, we want to know what you guys think. I know that the vast majority of you are male, so you're probably going to agree with our panelists. But if there are any females out there, I especially want to hear from you. How much would you be willing to pay to get those pictures taken down? And also, for the audience members in general, what do you think about this prison sentence? Do you think it's excessive? Do you think it's just about right? We do want to hear from you, so comment in the section below, and we'll see you soon.